All right, here we go. Welcome, everyone. I want you to really settle those knees, bend your knees, lift up through your spine, relax your shoulders. Make sure you have that nice neutral spine. And big inhale and big exhale. Take a big inhale and a big exhale. And just keep doing your inhale, exhale, keep lifting up through your spine. I'm just going to lift this up a little more. Bring that oxygen in. Now I want you to settle here, drop your shoulders, and gently reach down one leg. As you reach down that thigh, I want you to bring that elbow nice and high in the opposite arm. Keep your chest open. Keep that spine lifted. And just gently arching over to one side. Make sure your knees are nice and soft. That's it. Notice the increase in your mobility as you go along. Loosening up that lower back. Let's try 4 more. 3, 2, and this is the last one, coming back to center. Reset now, big inhale. Big exhale. Roll those shoulders down and very gently down the opposite thigh. Bending the opposite elbow and then drawing it higher. Don't force yourself lower than you're ready to go. Just feel the flexibility starting to increase in that lower back. Keep that chest forward. Think about your breathing. Exhale as you reach down. Exhale. Exhale. Let's try 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Again, back to center. Nice tall body. Inhale. Exhale. Take one elbow, draw it right into your waist. Other arm, draw it into your waist. Now, I want you to lock those elbows into your waist. Have your palms facing forward. And don't allow any movement in the arms. They're going to stay right there. If you like, you can grab a set of weights and hold them out. Now you're going to slowly rotate to one side, through the center to the other side. Again, the focus is on getting a little more flexibility in that lower back, warming up your lower back. And while you do this, I want you to think about pulling in the abdominals. Press in that belly button. Keep your knees nice and soft. Hopefully you're able to increase the mobility through that waist and lower back. If you have a really tight lower back, this is a really nice one to do before you start doing any kind of strengthening exercise. Just loosen up a little bit. Now, I want you to slowly drop your arms. Take your time. Let them float all the way to the bottom. And then turn a little more and allow the arms to move with you. That's it. Hopefully that lower back is a little more mobility, a little warmed up. Let's do 4 more. For 4. Keep that spine long. Keep that core engaged. 1 more right here. Back to center. And let's do our reset. Inhale. Exhale. Now I want you just to step touch in. Nice and easy, placing your foot gently on the floor. You may or may not have your runners on. It really doesn't matter. Whatever your preference is good for me. Now I want you to cross forward and allow the hip to pop out a little bit. Get a little mobility in that hip. Just move, shifting, 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 shifting. There you go. Let's go back to step touch right now. And now I want you to bring that heel forward again and shift that hip. Just a small movement. Again, increasing the mobility in that lower back, warming up your lower body. Back to step touch now. 4, 3, 2, and let's cross it over. Move that hip. We're going to add on here 4 more. 4, 3. Now bring your knee all the way up and in front of you. Notice my arms are really relaxed. My shoulders are down. I'm constantly thinking about lengthening through my spine and pulling in my abs. And I'm lifting and placing down very softly. There you go. Nice work. 4, 3, 2, back to step touch right here. Now let's get the arms involved. Start warming up those shoulders. Give me 4 more. 4, 3, 2. Now shuffle the hip to the corner. 4 more. 4, 3. Now you're going to pull down and lift up. I want those arms to chop down. Much bigger range of movement here. Give me 4 more. 4, 3, back to step touch. Here we go. 4, 3, heel crosses over, stick that booty out. 4, 3, knees back to center, chop, chop. 4, 3, 2, back to step touch. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, cross that heel over. 4, 3, 2, drawing up, chop, chop. Now you're going to take your heel to your butt right here. Ready? Roll it back. Warming up those hamstrings. Keep that spine nice and long. Try not to hinge too far forward. I want you to keep lifting up. That's it. 4, 3, 2, back to step touch right here. 4, 3, 2, heel goes forward. Shift that hip out. 4 more. 4, 3, knees come straight up. Chop, chop. 4, 3, heel to the butt and cross in front. 4, 3, 2, back to step touch. Now we're going to add a knee lift to the corner. So get ready in 4, 3, 2, lift your knee right here for 8, 4, 3, 2, and center it. 4, 3, 2, other side, let's lift. 4, 3, 2, back to center. We're going to go right from the top. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, heel in front, hip out. 4 more. Lift that knee. Pull. 4 more. Heel to the butt. Lift, lift, lift. Give me 4 more. Back to step touch. We're going to do that side knee lift. Remember, 4, 3, 2, let's go. Right here. 4, 3, 2, and center for 4. Other side now. 4 more. And back to center. 4, 3. Now I want you to march it out. March it out. Have some water. Consider that your warm up before we go into doing a whole series of exercises. All right, now we're going to have our feet tracking just outside our hips. I'm going to go sideways. You're going to create a nice neutral spine. Your hip is square. Your chest is slightly forward. Your spine is long. You're going to draw your hip back. And you're going to come as deep into that narrow squat as you can. Hold it. Now, in this position, draw in the abs. Relax your shoulders. Relax them. Drop your arms down and drive up. Feel free to grab a set of weights if you want to do exactly the same. Let's go back. Down, drive up. Draw back down, drive up. Draw back down, drive up. Notice my chest is up. That's it. My head is up. Now, exhale on the way down. And then drive up by accessing your glutes. So drop, use your glutes now, and drive up. Drop, use your glutes, and drive up. Drop, that's it, you've got it. Give me 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one. Lifting up through the spine. Good. Now we're going to do the same, but we're going to add a floater. One leg, right or left leg, it doesn't matter which one you choose, it's going to float out and come in, and then you're going to lift. Let's do it together. Come back into that narrow squat. Hold, isolate, draw the leg out, draw back in, and lift. Same leg. Out, in, and lift. down, out, in, and lift. Drop down, out, in, and lift. Do 4 more, please. Low, tap, scroll, back. 1, 2, 3, and up. 1, 2, 3, and up. 2 more. 1, 2, 3, and up. Last one. Right here, march it out. We're going to do exactly the same on the other side. Now, if you're finding you're going a little slower than I am, don't worry about it. Just get through your set. All right, ready? Anchor those hips, draw back, activate the core, relax those shoulders. Ready? We're going to draw up that opposite leg. We're going to draw back in, and we're going to drive up. Draw back, draw out, in, and up. Now, if you like, you can grab a set of weights, and you can do bicep curls. Bicep curl, out, in, and up. Bicep curl, out, in, and up. That's it. Make sure you're staying really low when you take that leg out and bring it back in. Let's try 4 more. 4, 3, 2, last one coming up. Lift up, march it out. Okay, now your body has a really good idea of what we're going to do. This time we're going to alternate, or we're going to slow it right down. I'm going to grab my weights. I'm going to do bicep curls. You don't have to. You can relax your arms if you want. Okay, feet are about hip distance apart. Ready? Come into your narrow squat. Drop. Pull in the abs. Pulling the abs right now. Okay, hold. Yeah, isolate now. Drift out. Drift in. Curl up. Other side. Low. Out. In. Bicep curl. Drop low. Other side. Out. In. Lift. That's it. You got it. Out. In. And lift. Drop down. Out. In. And lift. Now, if you want to do the bicep curl, do it on the lift. It's optional. Other side. Lift. Low. Out. In. Lift. Low. Out. In. That's it. Take your time. Now, if you want, you can just keep your weights down. You don't need to do the bicep curl. Lots of options here. I want you to focus on the lower body, but you're welcome to incorporate that bicep curl if you like. Let's do 4 more. This is 1. This is 2. This is 3. And last one coming up right here. Draw it up, march it out. Beautiful. Now, we're going to take the feet a little wider than hip distance apart, and we're going to rotate our toes slightly to the corner, coming into a wider squat position. Arms in front, with or without weights, whatever you prefer. Draw your knees out and drive up with the inner thigh. Knees drawn out and up with the inner thigh. I want you to focus on keeping that spine long. Draw in the belly button. Keep your shoulders low. That's it. And as you lift, focus on the inner thigh and your glutes. So right here, squeeze the inner thigh glutes. If you have access to coming a little deeper, then I'd like you to do that. Come a little deeper into that wider squat. If you want to do something with your arms, your elbows go out and they slowly retreat to center. Out and in. If you'd like to do it with weights, grab your weights. If you just want to do the arm movement, then just do the arm movement or keep your arm centered. That's it. Nice. Now I want to give you 8 more. 8, inner thigh, lift. 7, inner thigh, lift. 6, my chest is open. 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Release your weights back to center. Draw your shoulders down. Now, come into that wide squat. Take it out, out, out. Now, I want you to focus and keep the legs bent and your body low. From here, you're lifting one heel up and you're placing it down, other heel up and placing it down. Notice my body is not moving up and down. Only my heel lifts and then lowers, lifts and then lowers. Now, sometimes when you do this, it's a little challenging, so you need to come a little higher. That's okay. Or maybe when you're doing this, you feel like you can access a little more depth, in which case you can come lower. So feel free to modify. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and center and drive all the way up. Beautiful work. Okay, now pull in the abs, relax your shoulders, take your feet even wider. Really exaggerate the width between your knees. We're going to call this sumo. Your toes are to the corners. You're going to draw your knees out, 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 and you're going to come as low to the floor as you can. We're going to call this your sumo squat. Now, I like to place my wrists one across from the other. If you have weights, grab them or do without weights. So from here, you're going to go deep and you're going to create a small lift. Deep and create a small lift. Now, if you like to do something with your arms, my suggestion would be lifting up, placing down, alternating. Or if you feel strong, both arms, up and down. Keeping your focus on that lower body. Small control lift, drawing in the abs, keeping your shoulders down, bringing lots of oxygen for this work. We're going to do 8 more. Ready? 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. You're going to hold it down on 1. 1, hold. Rotate your wrist to the floor. Draw back. That's it. And bring it forward. Draw back with the elbows and bring it forward. With or without weights, totally optional. Now, when you draw those elbows back, I want you to squeeze the muscle between your shoulders. Squeeze the muscle between your shoulders. That's it. Is your spine long? Are your abs engaged? Beautiful. We're going to do 8 more, starting now. This is 8, 7, 6. Oh, yes, you should be feeling that lower body. 5, 4, 3, 2. This is the last one. Draw out, bring back to center, release, draw your shoulders down, and slowly bring your legs to center and march them out. Nice work. Now, I want you to take one leg, lift, cross, and open. Same leg. Lift, cross, and open. Lift, cross, and open. One more. That's it. Now, other side. Cross over and open that hip. Cross over and open. Cross over and open. Last one. Let's do both sides. Cross, 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 and march it out. Beautiful job. All right. We're going to do narrow squat. And then we're coming down to the mat. So I'm going to go sideways on this one. We're going to go into our narrow squat. 3, 2, 1. Drop down. That's it. Think about loading the back of your heels. Notice that my spine is long and straight. My chest is open. And I'm maintaining that narrow squat position. Now, wherever you are, go just a little deeper and maintain. Beautiful. Keep that position. I'm going to turn and face you this time. Now rotate your wrist towards your knee. And again, I want you to pull up, but this time I want you to extend and bring it back to center and release. Pull up, extend, center, release. Notice my lower body is fixed. That's it, beautiful. Think about your breathing. Tricep extensions. Chest is open. If you want to work a little harder, get heavier weights for the upper body and go a little deeper into your narrow squat. If you're finding this challenging, then I would lift up a little higher and I would put the weights down. We're going to do our last set of 8. Pull in the abs. That's it. 7, slow, slow, slow. Notice my lower arm stays still on that extension. We're going to do 4 more. And then you're going to have some water. And you're going to come down to the mat. 3 more. This is 3. Keep it really slow. 2. This is your last one. Lift and release. Come out of that position. Fantastic work. Place your weights down if you've been using them. Have some water. You can grab a small pillow or a towel if you like for the floor work. You're going to lie on your back. And we're going to do a series of exercises with bridges. Now, if you want to make the bridge a little harder, you can grab a kettlebell or you can grab a heavy weight and place it on your hip. Or you can do it without weights. So bring those heels close to your butt. Draw on the abdomen and create a nice space below that lower back. So I can take my hand and I can tuck it under right here. Now I'm going to lift up through my hip. I'm going to lengthen my spine and I'm going to draw those knees away from my hip. I'm going to take my hands and rest them on the mat. And I'm just going to hold this position. Now, in order to create a little more lift, I'm going to take those knees and I'm going to pull them away from my chest a little more. And I'm going to be able to access just a little more height, a little more arch, and I'm going to settle into that position. Notice how you're accessing your glutes in this and your hamstrings. Continue to breathe. Now, I want this to be the end point. So we're going to tap down and we're going to come right back up to where you were and we're going to hold. We're going to tap down. We're going to come right back up to where you were and we're going to hold. Tap down, drive up and hold. Last one, tap down, drive up and hold. Nice work. Now keep holding. Now I want you to take those knees and see if you can draw them even further away and create even a higher arch than you did before. It requires you to really squeeze your glutes to get that lift. Keep your hips square, pull in the abs, relax your arms. This is where I want you to finish on the next set. It's higher, it's more intense. Ready? Here we go. Tap down. Coming to that high point, high, high, high. Hold. Tap down. Come to that very high point and hold. Tap down. Come to that really high point and hold. I want you to give me 4 more. Really feel the recruitment of your glutes on that very high point just before you release. Exhale up. Hold. Tap down. Drive up. High, high, high. Hold. Tap down. Give me 2 more. Up, up, up. Hold. And tap down. This is your last one. Going nice and high. Hold. And release. Beautiful job. Take one knee into your chest. Take the other knee into your chest. Gentle rocking side to side. We're coming back to bridges. It's going to get a little more intense. So please feel free to come back to this movement. Knees into your chest. Rocking side to side whenever you need a break. All right. Place your feet back down. Bring the heels close to your glutes. Lift up into your bridge. And I want you to really stabilize your feet on the floor, that beautiful arch, activate your core, relax your hands onto the floor. Now, choose one leg, and it does not matter which one,
and extend that leg right up to the ceiling. This leg, the one that's stabilizing you, is going to stay exactly where it is. You're not going to change the angle of the knee. It's going to stay completely still. Now, I want you to flex that extended leg. I want you to lower it all the way down without touching the floor. Just let it float. There you have it. And now lift up again. Low, low, low. Take your time. And then lift up. Notice how hard your glute is working on that supporting leg. Now think about your breathing. It's going to really help you work through this. This is challenging, so please take a break if you need to. We're going to do 4 more. This is 4. Keep your foot flexed. Floating just above. 3. Floating just above. 2. Floating just above. Last 1. Now float it and hold. Keep repeating. 4, 3, 2. Place your foot on the floor. Drop your hip down. Draw one knee into the chest. Draw the other knee into the chest. Give yourself a nice little back massage. Great work. Really good job. All right. Come back. Starting bridge. Drive your hip up. You might want to bring those shoulder blades just a little closer. It's going to help you get a much higher position through that arch. Now, opposite leg. You're loading one side, recruiting that glute. Extend the opposite leg up. Now, isolate that supporting leg. I'm not dropping and lifting. I'm holding up. Okay, now flex your foot, adding weight to the end of your foot. Lower. Float just above the floor, feel that wonderful extension, and then slowly right up back to the ceiling. Think about your breathing. I like to exhale as I lower and inhale as I lift. Exhale as you lower and inhale as you lift. Now you're doing the opposite breathing. Don't worry about it. If that works for you, then go ahead. Feel the recruitment of that glute and hamstring on that stabilizing leg. Are you maintaining that beautiful arch in your lower back? Or have you started to drop your butt? It's okay if you have. You're doing your best. Give me 4 more. 4. Release. 3. Release. 2. Release. This is the last one. Remember, you're going to hold the last one. Yes, you are. Hold. 4, 3, 2. Bring the leg in. Release. One knee into your chest, other knee into your chest, and a nice little massage. If you bring those knees really tightly into your chest, you're able to create a little curve in that lower back, and you're able to get a much better massage. All right, let's come back to center. Now hold on to one leg and just let the other leg float out. Point your toe and feel a wonderful release through that hip while pulling the opposite knee right into your chest. Nice deep breathing here, and let's switch. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen that extended leg. Draw the opposite knee into your chest. Create some space, and let's switch again. Hold that knee right into your chest. Lengthen the opposite leg. And one more time, we're going to switch and hold. Think about drawing that extended leg away from your hip. And once again, both knees into your chest and gentle rocking. All right, place one leg down, then the other leg down, coming back to the bridges. I told you there was going to be a whole series of exercises. So we're back to our bridge. Inhale through the nose. Exhale, lift that hip up. Create that beautiful arch. Maybe bring the shoulder blades a little closer. Maybe draw your knees a little further away. Now establish a really strong hip. Isolate that lower body. Extend one leg and drop it just above your knee. Not on top of your knee, just above. Notice that you've now added weight onto your supporting leg. Now we're going to slowly tap and we're going to drive all the way up to the very top and hold. We're going to slowly tap and drive all the way to the very top and hold. Tap and drive as high as you can and hold. Keep that knee angled out to the corner, creating a figure four as you drive up and really activate the glute and hamstring in your supporting leg. Right there, right at the top. Give me 4 more. 4. Tap, tap, tap. 3, can you go a little higher? Tap. 2. And the last one, lift up, high as you can. Now take the leg off, place it on the floor, keep that height, don't drop anything yet. Transfer the other leg up, cross it over, keep the height in that lower back, keep your arch, you're not releasing yet. Okay, now release and drive up. Release and drive up. Really activate your glutes and hamstring. Think about drifting that knee away from your chest as you lift. Exhaling on your lift, pull in the abs. Press that belly button into your spine on your lift. Right here, pull it in. Lifting up. Gentle tap. Lifting up. And gentle tap. Let's try 4 more. 4. 3. 2. And last one, hold, keep the height. Take the leg onto the floor. Keep your bridge. We're not releasing anything yet. Keep your bridge right here. Now, wherever you are, look at where your hip is, wherever that is, I want you to lift up just a little more. That's it. Now, I want you to hold that one. Hold it. That's it. Hold it. 4, 3, 2, and slowly 1 vertebrae at a time. Don't just drop it down. I want you to slowly release. Slow, 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 slow. Fantastic work, you guys. Bring one knee into the chest, bring the other knee into the chest. Gentle rock. Gentle, gentle. Beautiful job. Okay, back to center once again. Let one leg float just above the floor. Think about really reaching that toe as far away from your hip as you can as you draw the opposite knee into your chest. And we're going to switch. Pull, pull, pull. And we're going to switch. And we're going to do the last one right here. Nice work. Bring both knees back to your chest. Now, put your hands on top of those knees and push those knees away until you're at a 90-degree angle. Both knees are directly above your hip. Draw a straight line. Now, don't change anything. Hold that position. Do you have a little arch in your lower back? Are you able to maintain a nice neutral spine? I want you to really focus on doing that. Pull in the abs and create that space between that lower back. Just very gentle arch in your lower back. Sometimes pressing your tailbone into your mat will help you do that. Now, isolate that position and simply extend one leg and then draw back the other leg and draw it back. Now, if you're finding this really challenging, I want you to stay here. You're not going to make it any more difficult. You're just going to focus on maintaining that beautiful lower back neutral spine with leg extension. what tends to happen is we bring our knees closer to our chest because it makes it easier. Keep that knee directly above your hip. Now, if you're feeling strong and you have really good control, I'm going to give you an option to make it a little more challenging. You're going to be able to extend both legs and draw them back to 90. Both legs and draw them back to 90. Now, not everybody has access to this. If you do it and it feels really hard in your lower back, then please do not do it. Extend one leg at a time. It's not necessary that you use both legs, but if you're really strong through the core and you're familiar with this movement, then go ahead and use it. We're going to do 4 more. 4. Draw in. 3. Draw in. I'm exhaling on my extension and drawing in the abs right here. I'm going to do 1 more. Full extension. And I'm coming back to 90 degrees. Knees directly above the hip. And I'm settling in right here. Pulling in my abs. Taking a moment. All right. Now, you're going to extend one leg and float it above the floor, and you're going to hold that position. You're going to take your hands, and you're going to cradle your hands behind your head and have your elbows pointed slightly to the corner and towards the ceiling. So it's not all the way forward, and it's not all the way back. It's midway. I want you to think about cradling your head while extending that leg. Now, I want you to lift up the shoulders as much as you can and feel the recruitment through your core. That's all we're doing right now. Now switch your legs. That's it. And switch. Don't hold your breath. Just allow that beautiful, powerful core movement to continue and support it with your breathing. If this is too challenging for you, then you're going to bend both knees and you're just going to lift your feet away from the floor. So keep going with this. If you're able to do it, I'm going to give you a modification. Here's your modification. Shoulders up, both knees bent, float down, and lift back to 90. Float down, and lift back to 90. Or if you're able to, you're doing the leg extension. You're going to feel that core really firing up. That's what we want. Let's do 4 more. Here's 4. And 3. And 2. Watch that knee is not coming close to your chest. Keep it at 90, just above your hip. 1 more leg extension. Beautiful. Both knees above the hip. Release the shoulders. Place your hands right next to your hip. Gentle rock side to side. That should feel really good for you. Now, I want you to place your hands on your hamstrings right here. Bring them up just where your knee bends and lift the buttocks off the floor. Create a beautiful curve in that lower back. And now lift your shoulders off the floor. Bring the knees towards your chest. Lift your buttocks up. Pull on your hamstrings. Lift your shoulders up. And now come all the way up and have some water. We're going to go onto our sides. All right. My weights. You're going to come onto your side. If you like, grab a pillow so you have something to rest on. I like to grab my towel. So I can put my head on my towel. If your hip gets sore, then I would grab a pillow or something right now so you can put it underneath your hip. Gently relax that head down. You could cradle it with your hand or you can go all the way onto the floor, whatever you prefer. Now, let's think about what we're doing. We're stacking one hip on top of the other. You're taking your 10 fingertips and you're placing it in front of you just to maintain that stability. Now, take your front leg and lift it away from the lower leg and find a comfortable position. If you come too high, you tend to rotate your hip. So we don't want the hip to rotate. We want it stacked and we want it isolated. So if I do that correctly, this is the maximum height I can get. I can go higher, but I've got to open up my hip and then I can go really high. So if I lock my hip forward, which is what I want you to do, stacking them, this is as high as I can go. Now find that position. Now I want you to flex your foot. And now I want you to rotate so the heel is towards the ceiling and the toe is towards the floor, and hold. Pointing your toe towards the floor. Now, take your lower knee and bring it slightly in front of you, so it's like you're giving yourself a little kickstand. You're going to notice that it's much better for your stability when you do that. Keep your hands in front as well. That's going to help you isolate. Now, from this position, you're going to lower and you're going to lift. Notice it's not a big range of movement. It's actually quite small. As you lift and lower, you're noticing that you're working the muscles on the outside of your leg, your gluteus medius, which is the muscle on the side of your glutes, and you're activating your lower back. All of that is working while you're also working all the muscles in front of your leg. You're going to feel your quadriceps. You're going to feel your tibialis anterior, which is a muscle in front of your shin. And you might even feel, I certainly do, my calf muscle. This is like a little wake up. What do you do if this is too challenging? All you do is you shorten your lever. So you bend at the knee and you do the same work, except now your knee is bent, you're lifting and releasing. So feel free to modify and do that. We're going to do 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, 1 more, and take that knee and drop it in front. You're going to notice an immediate release when you do that. Now, if we're doing a set of exercises and it's becoming just a little bit too intense, come back to this anytime you like. Just drop your knee over, allow the glute to relax and release, allow the muscles to lengthen and have a little rest, and then come back to it. All right, let's go back to where we were before. Lift up to that maximum height where you feel you can't lift any higher. Okay, that's your end position. Now, point your toe this time and little circles forward. Drawing little circles in the air, keeping lots of control. Now, when you first start doing this, it actually doesn't feel bad at all, but it doesn't take long. And suddenly your gluteus medius, which is that muscle right on the side of the glutes, starts to go, oh, this is hard work. Yep, don't worry, I feel it. Nice long, long leg. Point your toe, point your toe, point your toe. Yes, 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 yes. Now, let's settle back and hold. And let's go the other direction. Notice how that changes the muscle recruitment in your glutes. Yeah, just changing the direction changes those supporting muscles. Should your glutes feel really tight? Oh, definitely. Let's try 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hold. Draw that knee in front of you and really enjoy that stretch. This is a very deceptive. When you see someone do that and create little circles, it doesn't look like they're working very hard until you do it. Okay, now you have 1 knee forward and you have 1 knee over. You're going to take those knees and you're going to stack them and you're going to draw those knees even further in front of you. Again, I don't want them all the way up here. I don't want them at 90. I want them just a little lower than 90. Again, check your hip. 1 stacked on top of the other. Church fingertips in front. Now, I want you to glue those feet together. Keep your feet relaxed. You don't need to flex them, but glue them together. You cannot get them apart. So in order to create an opening, you simply have to lift your knee, create that space, and lower. Lift open and lower. You have discovered in very short order that you're actually working the same muscle group. Yeah, you are. Which is why as soon as you do about 3 or 4, you go, oh, I feel that. Yeah, we're just doing it in a different way. But we're still recruiting your abductors on the outside of the leg and your gluteus medius. That's why it didn't take long for you to realize, ooh, this is tight. So we call these clamshells. Now, when you're doing a clamshell, I want you to also think about your abdominals. So draw that belly button in. Give that lower back support. And feel free to take a stretch whenever you like. How do you stretch from this position? You take your top leg, you drop it over, and you take that break and that stretch. Now, let's do one more and settle down. Take that leg, drop it in front, and get that little stretch. Give yourself a massage while you're there if you like. All right, take it back to where you were before. Glue your feet together. Now, those glued feet are going to stay together, but you're going to lift them away from the floor. Notice the difference? My feet are now away from the floor. Now we're going to do exactly the same exercise, gluing the feet together away from the floor. We're going to open and we're going to close. We're going to open and we're going to close. Recruiting the same muscles in a different way. Yep. So many ways to torture you. Now, when you do this, one of the things our bodies tries to do is we're trying to get out of the stress or the tightness or the loading. So our hip wants to go back a little bit. So we want to go over here, but we're not doing that. We're keeping the hips stacked. We're keeping those hips still and isolated, and we're moving our legs. So if you've noticed you started to drift back a little bit, come back, realign, and give me 4, 3, 2, and 1. Close. Drop your feet down. Take that top leg and give it a nice little stretch. Now we're going to flip over to the other side. Have some water while you're there. Great to be hydrated. All right. Get yourself in a comfortable position before you get uncomfortable. All right. Here we go. Checklist. One hip stacked on top of the other. Hand in front of you, helping with your stability. Lift the top leg first. Keep your foot relaxed. It doesn't need to be flexed. Then take that lower leg and create a little kickstand for yourself. I want you to find a position where you feel stable. Now pull in the abs. And from this position, you're going to lift that leg as high as you can. You're going to be restricted because your hip is locked one on top of the other. That's going to restrict your movement. You're going to feel recruitment of your gluteus medius right here and all of your abductor, the muscles on the outside. Now, heel to the ceiling, toe to the floor. That's really important. That's how you're able to access these outside muscles. Now, lower and lift. It's not a big range movement. It's quite small. Isolation. Notice how quickly your gluteus medius is waking up. Keep pulling in the belly button. Think about your breathing. Hold that focus. Think about your breathing. That's it. Beautiful. Should your muscle feel really tight? Absolutely. You're creating a really long lever and you're forcing your gluteus medius to carry a lot of the weight and the load as you lift by rotating your toe to the floor. So check where that toe is. Rotate it. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. And last one. Bend the knees and bring it forward. Beautiful job. Give yourself a little massage. All right, let's go back. Check that kickstand. Check that you hip one on top of the other. Now, just point your toe. There's no rotation. Just point your toe, and you're going to give me beautiful little circles. Keep your hip stacked, little circles. Breathe through it. Now, what do you do if this is just too hard for you? Shorten the lever, bend the knee, and just move the knee in a little circle. See if that helps you. If that still doesn't help you, take your leg, bring it close to your chest, and allow that leg to stretch out and maybe give a little massage. Okay, now if you didn't take a break, now's a good time to take it. Take it forward, massage out, Sometimes one side is tighter than the other. Okay, let's take it back. We're going to do the other circle, right? Okay, let's take it back. Other direction, tiny little circle. Again, take a break whenever you need to. I call that SMART exercise. SMART exercises is listening very carefully to what the exercise is, modeling correct form, and then when your muscle is fatigued and you're really not able to maintain the correct form, then you give it a stretch and you release the muscle. Okay, other direction. Oh, I know. We're almost there. I promise. We're almost there. Remember, you can bend your knee. Keep going. Just bend your knee. And if that doesn't help, then you're going to stretch it over. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, nice work. Drop it in front. Give yourself a little massage. We're going to our clamshells next. Okay, one leg on top of the other. Bring the knees a little closer, not all the way in front, but part way. Okay, not at 90. It's a little more of an angle than 90 degrees. Okay, now lock your feet together. Remember, they're glued together. You're simply going to open and close without rotating. So I like to sometimes put my hand on my hip. It just helps me cue my body because my hip just loves to open. So I get a bigger space, but it's not about how high you can lift that leg. It's actually about activating your gluteus medius and all of the abductor muscles on the outside of your leg. Pulling the abs. This is wonderful for your hip, by the way. You have issues with your hip, start doing clamshells. How's that breathing? Focus on your exhale. Give yourself something to focus on. Allows you to be distracted from the tightening in your glutes and the outside of your leg. Let's do 4 more. And 3 more. And 2 more. And last one. Nice work. Bring that knee close to your chest and give yourself a little hand massage. And we're going to come back. Now, feet are glued, hip is stacked, recruit the core, press the belly button into your spine. Now lift your feet away from the floor and do exactly the same movement. Open and close. The first 2 or 3 seem easier than having your feet on the floor. And then you realize, actually, no. I've just changed the angle, but I'm still really activating the same muscles. And this is actually quite challenging. Notice my feet height does not change. It doesn't go up and down. I've got a position away from the floor, and that position is very stable. All of the movement is coming from that top leg. My lower leg is completely isolated and stable as well. Remember, you can take a break, take that leg in front of you, give yourself a nice stretch. We're going to try 4 more. 4 and 3 and 2 and 1. Lower the feet, bring that knee close to your chest and allow yourself to have a wonderful stretch. Have a quick drink of water if you need one. Okay, now come onto your back. Actually, no, come onto your abdomen. We did our back already. We don't want to do any more glute work, do we? Okay, so let's relax our glutes. How about that for something new? Take your hands near your ears and allow the elbows to drop down. So they're not all the way up, they're just slightly towards the floor. Notice that my chest is slightly away from the mat. And from this position, I'm just going to lift and I'm going to lower. I'm going to lift and I'm going to lower. I want you to be mindful to lift slowly and release slowly. Keeping your feet on the floor. Now, if you find this challenging, I want you to stay here. I don't want you to make it any harder. If you feel like you could work a little harder, then I want you to come up and I want you to hold. I want you to extend your arms out into a big V or a big Y. Draw your elbows back and then release. Lift up, out, in, release. Lift up, out, in, release. Up, out, in, release. Let's do 4 more. Up, out, in. That's 1. Up, keep the same height. That's 2. I want you to look slightly in front of you as you do this. We're going to do 1 more right here. 1 more. Up, out, back, release. Beautiful job. Place your hands right where your shoulders are. Push your knees into your mat. Draw your hip back slowly. Allow your back time to adapt and adjust. Take your hands, so your head through your hands, and draw your hip back. Feel a wonderful stretch through your spine, through your hip. If you could inch your hands just a little further away from your head, I want you to try to do that. Pull in your belly button and create some space between your shoulder blades. Draw one hand next to your shoulder, draw the other hand next to your shoulder, and assist on the lift. Now I want you to take one leg and simply place it in front of you. Your knee is above your heel. Okay, I'm going to move a little further forward. It's going to allow me to stretch out my back leg a little more. Okay, take both hands on either side of that foot, curl your back toe under, and lift up. Now, if you're like me, you can hop back a little bit so you get a little more of a stretch in your hip. Draw the hip towards the floor while lengthening your back leg. Now pull in the abs. That's it. Nice work. And hold that stretch. Take the inside hand, place it right next to that extended foot, and then very slowly take the weight off the outside hand and make sure you have balance. I want you to make sure you have balance before you create a rotation. We're going to slowly rotate and reach towards the ceiling and expand through our chest, drawing our hip towards the floor, creating a beautiful rotation through your spine, through your waist. Now, what if you're having real challenges? Hold this if you can. If you're having real challenges with your balance, take your inside hand and place it further away from your foot, and that's going to help you reach further, and it's not going to be as challenging. All right, let's come back. Drop your knee right into the mat. Draw the leg back. Switch over your legs. Lunging forward. Heel directly below your knee. Hand on either side. Curl your toe under in the back leg and lift up. And if you can access a little more of a stretch, take your foot back further. Keep that knee directly above your heel. Now take one hand and place it right next to your inside foot. Remember, if you need to have a wider or have a little more security with balance or assist, have your hand wider apart. Otherwise, try here. Slowly rotate, reaching up towards the ceiling. And keep drawing the hip towards the floor while you rotate through your waist. Expand through your chest. Keep breathing through it. Slowly release. Drop the back knee. Bring that front leg back so you have one knee across from the other. Now you're in tabletop position. Draw back. Once again, reach your arms forward. Give yourself a wonderful, wonderful stretch. I like to have my knees quite far apart. It allows me to stretch out my hip a little more. Nice deep breathing. Inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. And now come all the way to tabletop. One hand below the shoulder, other hand below the shoulder. Take one foot forward. Secure that foot where it is. Take the other foot forward. So now you're into a narrow squat position. Stay where you are. Place one hand on your thigh and the other hand on your thigh. Now, before you go anywhere, draw in the abs. Pull in that belly button. Look at your mat and slowly come out of that narrow squat position. Lift up, up, up. Draw your hip forward. Open up through your chest. Inhale. Exhale. Give me one more big inhale. And one more big exhale. Now take one leg behind you, giving yourself lots of stability. I want you to roll out your shoulders. That's it. Big circles. And thank you so much for coming today, you guys. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care. Bye.